How we doing, everyone, this evening? Welcome to the K.O.E Nation, and everybody, hand over your hearts. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Welcome, one and all, to the K.O.E Nation, folks. Welcome, all of you beautiful people. Yes, and Quibbles! Quibbles! Oh, you beautiful bastard. Welcome, Quibbles. I am so marvelous, so glad to see you. And yes, my phone kept, like, literally everybody under the sun. I kid you not. In the time that I started that national anthem, I got 5 text messages, but nope, I pushed through. And yes, Quibbles, God bless you. Thank you for being here. Your singing is beautiful, and I greatly appreciate you. And I appreciate you too, fine sir. Thank you for being here. Welcome to the K.O.E Nation. And yes, Quibbles, I have been meaning, the next time I ran into you, I wanted to discuss something with you. And well, why, here we are. I actually brought up the topic of professional wrestling unionization on your channel, and you kind of bantied back to me about what are your thoughts on AEW? What are your thoughts on that? Quibbles, I would love one of these days, and I'm trying to get Tony and Chicken and all of us to get together on this, to have a roundtable discussion on such a thing, because I think the two of us, our powers combined, like Captain Planet, I think we can actually get a pretty good discussion, because I know a lot about pro wrestling, and I'm kind of light on the knowledge about union stuff. You seem to have a lot of knowledge about the union stuff, maybe a little light on the pro wrestling. The two of that shaken up into a cocktail might actually get us somewhere. Let's see what we got here. Oh, yeah, for sure. It would be, that'd be awesome. 100%. Yes. And I'm getting, like I said, many clocks must strike at the same hour. But I think that would be an amazing discussion to have with you, good sir. And also, you've been really knocking it out of the park lately on your channel. And folks, if you are watching the KOE Nation, what are you doing? You better be. Definitely go check out Quibbles Over Coffee, a great channel, YouTube, Twitch, just the whole 9 yards. Great guy. I love discussions with him, and you're like, don't take this the wrong way, but you seem to bring the thunder, and Houston's the reserved, kind of like the North Star, if you will, just like he's the one that just like, all right, we're gonna keep this going forward. We're gonna do this the right. Like I don't know. He just so reserved to your just overabundant joy, and I love it. So, but yes, folks, come on in. The KOE Nation is open for all, but also Quibbles, if you're still here. The one thing that I would say about professional wrestling unionization with AEW, they would jump on it way sooner than WWE, and they would probably do it just to put WWE at a disadvantage. And because the joke is, for some corners of professional wrestling, it's all-inclusive wrestling. the social justice end of professional wrestling is what some of the old school 80s and 90s wrestling types refer to it as. So they would jump right on unionization because they're a much smaller company, and also because it would put WWE at a disadvantage. Come on in, folks. Let's see. Nocturnal Prelude. What's this channel about wrestling? Actually, this channel is not about wrestling exclusively, but if you go over to Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast on YouTube, you'll see a side. It's another project me and my buddy Tony have been doing for a very long time. It's just a good, fun time for me. But here at the K.O.E Nation, we talk about all things relevant, all things good, all things right, all things true, all things extreme. So yes, but thank you, Nocturnal Prelude. But yes, I do love me some pro wrestling on the side. It's something that I've been into since I first saw the documentary I'm from Hollywood, the Andy Kaufman story. I was very young when I saw that, and also my first Ric Flair match. Those two things combined kind of got me hooked. This is true. They're also trying to pull talent, aren't they? Yes, Quibbles, and yeah, they're trying to. We'll see how they succeed. But it's kind of like the 90s wrestling war, where the minute somebody's contract was up, they could go anywhere. But AEW, again, they're just a smaller company, so they could pull that off. But I'm curious what your thoughts would be on that once you get a little deeper into that. I think this would be a great collaboration amongst us all. We would get the benefit of your amazing brain and intellect. And I know our YouTube channel doesn't seem to get very much, but when you go on our Facebook, for some reason, like our Royal Rumble preview got like 4,000 or 5,000 views, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, but yeah, Chicken's just really good at connecting with people. So like, but it's one of those, you never know. And then the next one will get like 400 views. You never like, so it's a very strange world, the world of professional wrestling, but I love it nonetheless. I truly do. But yes, so folks, come on in, the KOE Nation. We love you all. Come on in, every last one of you denizens of the KOE Nation. You better like, you better share, you better subscribe right here, and you better follow on Twitch, because it's the right thing to do, folks, and I love every last one of you. You deserve the success. Oh, well, thank you. It's just, I enjoy reaching out to people, and I enjoy meeting new people. Like, that's the reason I really enjoy coming on the panels. The reason I haven't been on the last few days is because planting season is starting. And I kid you not, I got off work 1 hour ago. I got home, showered off, jumped onto a post show with Tony and Chicken for a little while just to BS with some friends. And then I said, you know what? I haven't gone live on Twitch in so long. I need to come on and connect with some beautiful people, yourself included, sir. You're just, again, beautiful soul here at Quibbles Over Coffee. Definitely check them out. I really enjoyed their content. And actually, strangely, like, I am obsessed with always trying to consume content from people that politically I disagree with. I rarely consume content of people I agree with. That's like, I will once in a while, but I really go more after the content of stuff that I politically disagree with. And Quibbles over Coffee is well-reasoned leftism. It's one that you always have to, take a moment over some coffee, or in my case, a lovely glass of sherry, and you need to take a moment to consider. But yes, they're excellent arguments, and also just a great time over there. And I look forward to a potential collaboration in the future with you beautiful people. And that's, that's what I love about Twitch. That's what you get to connect with all of these people that you would have never, like, again, I'm a farmer from Nebraska, folks, all you beautiful people. And the idea that, like, I get to connect with all of these marvelous folks from every corner of the world otherwise, it's what I love about the internet. It's the interactivity. Like, when there's too much anonymity, I've noticed that's when people get nasty. Like, I'm sure we've all experienced that. You go to the anonymous forums, people get nasty. I've seen people like wish the worst things on people's families because they're on anonymous forums. But here we get to interact with each other, and we get to see that we all are people that have similar motivations. We're all people that have hopes, dreams, futures, families, things that we want for a better world. And maybe we can get there together, and perhaps through extremeness. So yes, folks, here at the King of Extreme K.O.E. Nation, we try to do one simple thing. Because here's the thing, folks. You want to know what for the folks who are here, I'm going to let you know a little secret. You know what the worst advice you've ever gotten in this life is? And you've gotten it before. I'm going to tell you what the worst advice you've ever gotten in your entire life is. And it's this: just be yourself. No, be better than yourself. Every one of us, you, me, all of us could be better than we were the day before, and be better the next day, and be just, even if it's the tiniest bit better than you were the day before, in any way that's measurable, that matters to you. You made a decision that was better. You thought you made a better moral stand than you might have the day before. That is living every day to the extreme, folks. And I am going to try to do my damnedest to unlock that in all of you beautiful people. So please come on in. Come on in. The water's fine. But, you know, folks, there's not just that that's going on. There's also a very big project going down. And I want you all to be a part of it. I want you to be in on it. I want you to all see it. And that is the Sweet 16 Bourbon Tournament. Oh, Lord almighty. Now I'm just looking over all these texts I miss. It was all farm related. So harnesses for GPS systems and yeah. Tractors are running on GPS now, folks. Can you believe it? So if you got any questions about that, drop it in the comments. But we're going to move onward and upward to the Sweet 16 Bourbon Tournament. So folks, without further ado, here we are. And we are going to move on to last week. We got the budget bracket. So we figured out between Evan Williams White Label, Mitcher's Bourbon, Wild Turkey 101, and Jim Beam Black. Jim Beam Black moved onward and upward in the Sweet 16 Bourbon Tournament. But now we've got some heavy hitters, some very heavy hitters, to see who's going to move on to the Final Four. This one is a little more than your average budget bracket. This one's got the heavy hitters of Blanton's, Booker's, Old Forester 1920, and Four Roses small batch going head to head in a blind. And folks, I figured I'm going to share this with you and give you a little preview of the next video that drops tomorrow at K.O.E. Nation on YouTube at 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. The next round, which is a doozy. But first, folks, we got to get in to Blanton's versus Booker's. There we go. And let me know if audio should be beautiful, should be clean, crisp, marvelous. But if you're not hearing the beautiful sounds of my voice in this video, let me know.
Smack twice.
Welcome one and all to the K.O.E. Nation for the Bourbon Tournament, folks. We are moving onward and upward, and we have 4 amazing bourbons. I am your King of Extreme, the Baron of Bourbon himself, joined by my indomitable broadcast partners, the one, the only,
Style and Profile and Chicken,
and
Tony G. Like, share, subscribe. Here we go.
yes, the invasion of Castle K.O.E. continues, and we are moving onward and upward for another bracket in the Bourbon Tournament. And we have 4 amazing competitors here. We've got Four Roses small batch. We've got Old Forester 1920 Prohibition style. Booker's, it's getting tragically low. And also, the one you're all here to see, Blanton's, and it's also getting a little low, but fear not, I have another bottle of this exact same barrel. So we are safe, and this is Even if this one don't win, I still have another bottle of the same barrel. So, hooray. So, for those who do not know at home, this is a 4-3-2 1-point must system. One bourbon has to be given 1 point. One bourbon has to be given 2
Turn the
points.
res down,
One
though.
has to
That'll
be
help.
given 3 points. One has to be given 4 points. And whichever bourbon has the most points at the end will be the one that moves on in the final 4. We've already had one move up, and we're going to see which one challenges Jim Beam Black from the budget bracket in the final 4. Now, from here on out, there's not a lot of budget bourbons. These are the heavy hitters of Kentucky and a few outsiders, but that's to come, folks. So we are about to get into this. We are going to give each of these whiskeys a nose and a taste, and by the time it's done, we will give each one a grade. I have the cheat sheet for what they are right here, and I assure you, gentlemen, I have done my best job at forgetting.
Shouldn't be hard. Nope.
Yeah, and they do not doubt that at all.
No,
they know
never.
it's probably the most honest thing I've said today.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's start off with A, which I actually don't remember which one.
Well, fantastic. I really like that.
That is nice.
Very wood.
Yeah. Rich. Yeah. Love the nose here.
Well, like I said in the last video, can't really figure out by talking about it.
Oh, that's really nice. Oh, it's hot.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so hot, but so good.
Really nice. Really nice.
It's got a little heat.
So smooth for being that
Well,
hot.
thank you.
Heat.
Wow.
Thank you. I appreciate the love. I
That's really
send
good.
love back.
That's going to be hard
your
not to
way
write
as
down
well.
for already.
Well, I think we've got somebody who's a fan. Now we move on to B.
And also, you're correct, and that's why I brought the video down a little bit.
I was saying it's
But come on in,
comparable,
folks.
but
I
it's
love
lighter.
you all. Come on in. Just giving you a little preview
Almost.
of Blanton's versus Booker's versus Old Forester versus Four Roses. Ah, yes. I love all of you. I love you all. Yeah, come on in. The water's fine.
Ooh.
Yeah, it gets hot on the mouth.
Yeah.
It gradually gets a little more and more and more intense, but it kind of hits a wall.
Clears up the sinus.
Yeah, it does.
It's warm.
Oh, that's nice.
Wow.
Yeah,
It's
that's
good.
like,
It's
that's
really
like
good.
cayenne pepper.
Yeah.
Okay. Checking my homework a little bit.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's really good.
Can't blame me.
I think that
don't
one's a
know,
little
so,
bit
but yeah,
sweeter, maybe.
It's
A
Inception.
little, maybe. See.
This is even lighter on the nose.
Well, we've got some pretty high and low proofs here.
Yeah.
So,
Super light. Super smooth.
Very, very, very smooth. Very light. Almost a tang, a woody tang.
sweet.
Definitely sweet on the back end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit of a tart, but yeah, this is really sweet and nice and very mellow compared to the first two.
Oh,
Very,
that was close.
very drinkable.
Ninja-like skills saved it. So,
Mm.
all right, now move on to D.
A little more woodsy on the nose here, but still fairly light. Oh,
Video might be stuttering a little, but you
Clean.
still get the
Very.
beautiful summer sounds
Yep.
of
it's
Phil
got
K.O.E.,
it's a sweetness, but it's
Tony
like a
G, and Chicken.
like a caramel.
Come on now, folks.
I know how I'm grading it.
Not over.
I kind of have an idea how I'm going to do it too, but I'm going to go through one more time just in case.
I already know.
I mean, you're getting two fills for the price of one. That's really a bargain, folks. And you know it. I know it. We all know it. Come on in. The water's fine. I love you all. I love all you beautiful people. Get on
These
in
are
here.
all great bourbons, but I already know which one's going to be my numero uno.
Okay.
A. after my.
Okay. Now I know. Okay. Yep. That's just how it has to be.
Changing one thing. All right, I'm gonna let you guys get your
Mm.
last few moments. Tony, are you done?
Mm-hmm.
All right, pencil down. Chicken's
Not
still deciding here. He is not, which is totally understandable. These are great bourbons.
These all worked so well together. It was just a smooth transition from each to the next. The order was about perfect.
I'd say from B to C was the most stark.
Absolutely,
yeah,
sir.
definitely. Like this was tough here. Like these were very comparable, A and B, and then C and D were very comparable.
Hold that
So yeah,
thought,
the transition
actually.
from B to C was significant, but it worked. Very nice wine. Very, very nice flight.
Well, these are some heavyweights of the bourbon world.
Indeed.
All right, pencil down, chicken.
Yeah. A lot of great steps here.
Yeah, that is fair. This
A lot
is
of research
science. This is science
These
for
are
you,
really,
folks.
really good. All four of them. Really
Yeah,
good.
there's not a bad
This is
option
hard.
there.
Mhm.
Okay. Wow.
When we do,
I did change mine just a little
Pencils down.
bit.
Pencils
All right,
down.
all right. Yeah.
Okay. The reveal
hopefully it'll
time,
be over
folks.
a Patron
excited for
store
this.
pick, sir.
Okay.
I have
Only
an
the best for
idea
the
how
K.O.E
this worked
Nation
out,
fans.
but I'm eager to see.
Keep it. A. Old Forester 1920.
Oh,
That I'm not shocked by. I expected
Okay.
that.
And curious. We'll get to the reveals and we'll do that points.
Okay.
B was Booker's. That was the spicy meatball.
Yep.
That makes sense.
That makes perfect sense. Yep.
C was Blanton's. And D was Four Roses. Now, gentlemen,
That's exactly what I expected, and
let's
you're
start.
gonna be very surprised, I think, by my grading.
All righty. Now, Chicken, how many points did you give Old Forester Whiskey A?
I gave it.
2. Tony, what'd you give it?
3.
I also gave it 3, so that gives it a total of 8. So not bad. All right.
Not bad.
Booker's. Chicken, what'd you give Whiskey B, which would be Booker's?
1.
1. Tony, what'd you give it? You gave it
4.
4. I also gave it 1. So 4, 5, 6 points. It's unfortunate. Like, wow. It's like now Tony likes them spicy. He likes them minty. He's got a different palate than we do.
For sure.
But all right, now C, the Blantons. What did you give it, Chicken?
4.
I also gave it 4. Tony, what'd you give it?
1. Believe it or not.
Oh, wow.
Believe it or not.
So 9 points.
This
one's-
is going to be a tight one.
Yeah.
Come on
Okay,
in.
now
I love all
Four
of you.
Roses. I gave 2 points. Chicken, what'd you give it?
3.
3, 5.
2.
So 5, 6, 7 points.
Wow, that is a
This was-
tight race.
This was a tight race. The point scores were 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay, there was no runaway with this. But all right, we'll start with the one that got the least amount of points. Booker's.
my
which-
4-point pick.
Yeah, and that was what really made this so close. And yeah, so this is something, if you're really into a spicy bourbon, if you like
Yeah.
a spicy meatball, this is the one for you. Now, Tony, when you're at the end of a day and you've got a moment to have a dram, I suspect you want a little bit of packing that punch.
Well, that's why I usually go for like a turkey 101. I want some high proof, but yeah, if I've had a really rough day, my specific bottle is the pigskin batch at home, and it's even more intense than this one.
This is the last of my kitchen table batch from 2018, which is just, it'll be shame to see you go, but I'm sorry, Bookers. You were not able to defeat Blanton's tonight, Chicken, off to the island of misfit toys.
I'm disappointed.
I kind of am too, but it was fitting. The next lowest scoring at 7 points is Four Roses small batch. Now, considering how close the scores were here, no whiskey should really walk away feeling shame.
No.
here.
No, not at all.
This is a very smooth, very easy drinking bourbon. This is a great daily drinker. If you don't want to
Yes.
if you don't want to cough up smoke drinking your bourbon, this is excellent option. This is a very nice bottle, very smooth.
Yep, I think this one was just a little more woody and a little hotter versus Blanton was just so sweet.
Yeah.
So, Four Roses, love you, but you did not make it today. Now, Four Roses might have another shot with a bullet tenure, but that's another. Now, the last two, 8 and 9 points. It was 1 point difference. Old Forester 1920 almost made it to the finals of the Sweet 16 Bourbon Tournament. That close. But I think it's 115 heat was what lost out to this beautiful, marvelous sweet. Now, this is really close, and either one of them could have made it, and a good chunk of the fans would be happy.
We will return to that, but Tony G is asking for hot takes. Hit us. The hottest take of all, your king of extreme, here once again. I mean, folks, you are here. There we go. There we go. One moment here. Let's actually get some of that beautiful, beautiful tunage back, but without as much of the us yelling over it. And I'll turn that down just a fritter. There we go. Perfect. Now and then, hang on. There we go. There we go. That's a little better. Come on in, folks. I love all of you. I love every last one of you. Come on in. Denizens of the K.O.E. Nation, you beautiful people. What are you doing? Get on in here. Also, check us out at Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast, like I hinted earlier. Definitely go over there. Also, anybody from CTV's room, his stream, his anything, all are welcome in the K.O.E. Nation. It's the one nation that makes sense to have a complete open borders policy. I love you all. Come on in. We're going to make everybody's life better through extremeness, and we can do it here together at the K.O.E. Nation. This evening, I need as many people as I can to come together. And yes, Mr. Saxakeet, my energy, I'm feeding off of all of you beautiful people out in the K.O.E. Nation. That is where my energy comes from. That's how I'm able to hulk up for all of you beautiful people. Yes, even that's necessary once in a while. And yes, I'm sorry, you were without my voice for a few moments of tumult and chaos, but Tony G, what's the hottest take from the Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast? Make your life a little better through extremeness, and never, ever, ever follow the worst advice you've ever gotten. Just be yourself. No, be better than yourself. We can all do that. That's the hottest take. So if you want other hot takes now, Mr. Saxakeet was saying he wants to enjoy a tequila with me. Well, hopefully it would be over something like a Patron store pick, single barrel release, or something else like that, because it's only the best for the fans of Extreme. Only the best for the denizens of the K.O.E. Nation. Only the best for every last one of you beautiful people with the most erudite brains, beautiful souls, and most capable minds in all God's creation here at the K.O.E. Nation. So yes, folks, I am so glad to be here with all of you beautiful people. And yes, every last one of you. Now that you are here, now that you are a part of this, is it just me? Or did your day just get a little bit better? Did your life just get that much more improved? Because you realize, yes, I can improve myself. And it doesn't matter what other measuring stick I have to go against, as long as I made an improvement that matters to me. And that, folks, that is living your life in the most extreme way possible. And that is how you need to live this beautiful life. That is how you need to live this beautiful journey that we get to call life. Is there other ways to do it? Sure. You can have a plan or just take the days, folks. That is how you want to do it. But that is what I want to do here at the KOE Nation. I want to help make all of us better. I want all of us to be able to come back the next time I broadcast and say, Phil, you will not believe some of the amazing things I've done. You will not believe how I've improved myself. You will not believe how I have conquered myself like a mountain. And we got some more. Talk about Destiny. We'll get there. We'll get there. You definitely got the energy of the legendary Chris Farley. Maybe someone told you that before. Yes, actually. In fact, I do one hell of an impression. My God, man! Why? Why does everybody say I do such a good Chris Farley? Well, I gotta get this podcast back on track. So, if I don't, we'll be living in a van down by the river. Yes, I have gotten that comparison one, maybe two times, even a third potentially. There we go. What are your thoughts on Destiny being suspended from Twitch again? Well, first of all, to Big Buck and Tony G of Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast, Vindicated! Told you! Yeah, I told you that would probably be a bad idea to play the sex robot interview on Twitch. It's like, the folks who do the moderating on this seem to have no sense of humor at all, guys. Like, I don't think they've ever said in their whole lives, oh man, this is really funny. You gotta check this out. So like, So I just didn't think that was gonna work out. So turns out that they're not the kind of guys or guys and gals and non-binary pals that'll go, you know what? I totally get what you're saying. Like, yeah, there's a little nuance to that. So, in regards to Destiny, very unfortunate. Like, you'd think Twitch would make a kind of intelligent decision on such a thing like that, because, like, Destiny is a huge draw for the whole platform of Twitch. Like, as far as I knew, like, I thought Twitch was just the place that Destiny went to stream. Like, so the idea that he's got knocked off, I don't know what to say there, folks. Destiny. Like, I wish him well. I really want him to come back onto Twitch. I had the opportunity one time to get on a stream with him, but a panel with him, but my work schedule didn't allow me to get home in time. So that was so I do hope to get that opportunity again. Now, what I will say about Destiny is this. He did for a short while live in Nebraska. And so whenever he says something that makes sense or I agree with, I'm like, what? Well, clearly that's the Nebraska talking. I mean, what else? That's got to be the part of him that was in Nebraska. That's what's talking right now. I mean, so I will say that's a little funny to me anyways. But yeah, there's times he seems to be pretty down to earth. And then there's times like, living amongst the liberals has gotten to him. So, it is what it is. But yeah, it seems like on the whole, generally nice guy. And I also hear there's going to be a meetup of Twitch streamers in July in Omaha, Nebraska. I can't remember his name right now, but he's got like an ancient Roman name. And I've debated him on a few Twitch streams, and he's going to he met up with Tom in Atlanta, and he's been meeting up with folks all over America. And God, I'd love to go there. And I'm curious who, like, I doubt Destiny's going to be there unless they're there canvassing in Omaha. But yeah, like, as much as I'd say, Big Buckin', just as well come to Omaha. We can meet up. I mean, what the hell? I mean, if nothing else, it'll be you and me and Tony meeting up with this other guy from Twitch. And then it'll be like, well, I guess, do you want to play cards? No, it's not Falinor. It's not Falinor. But they did meet up. He was in the picture, though. That picture that Tom posted on Facebook, it wasn't Falinor, and it wasn't G2 whatever. But it was the other guy with the beard. I can't remember his name at the moment. But yeah, so yeah, he's planning on meeting up in Omaha. this July, which I'm like, fucking ain't right. Now, July's a pretty busy season for me, but I'm going to do my damnedest to make it there, because how often do those kind of things happen? Not very often. So I figure, you know, meet up with some actual Twitch streamers and say hello, shake hands, you know, see how much everyone's lying about how tall they are. Like that'll be the funniest thing. Like, everybody's 6'3" when you're streaming on Twitch, and then suddenly like, wait a minute, what the fuck happened? But yeah, that'll be a fun instance. I'm gonna do my damnedest to make it there. And yeah, chicken, what the hell? Come on over from Iowa and meet a few folk, and we'll get to BS amongst ourselves if nothing else. And hopefully by then the casinos will be open. We can just go there and have us a good time. But yeah, it was, yeah, so there's going to be some big meetups. Apparently there's a meetup in Chicago coming, and that was where I kind of dropped the joke. Like, well, Chicago's a bit of a ways away for me. Let me know if you stop at the Omaha airport. I might come say hello at the like little McDonald's at the cafeteria. And he said, no, but we're going to Omaha in July. It's like, well, shit, fire and save me matches. Come on over. And yeah, that'll be an excellent evening if we are able to make it. Fuck it, that can stay. But yes, I am really looking forward to that when it does come around. But folks, right now, what's going on is planting. And I got some marvelous footage that when I do get it uploaded, I'm looking forward to showing it to you. There was a field of cover crops that had beautiful flowering clover and all these other flowering cover crops that, you know, just harvesting all that sun's energy into our soil. And then we shred it into a green manure for our crops, and it's beautiful and marvelous. And we've got a root structure that's pushing out mycorrhiza fungi, and we can recycle it to the next crop coming in. That's a cash crop. And yes, it's been quite an interesting little journey with these cover crops. And I'm really like, and you know, if you're an environmentalist type, you know, we're actually sequestering a shit ton of carbon out of the atmosphere, putting it into the soil and putting it there in a way that's actually available for plants to use in their nutrition and to break down other nutrients. So if you're an environmentalist type, you're very happy about what we're doing. And I even also joked with my dad, because he's really big on this cover crop idea. And because we're pushing it on an industrial scale. I said, well, you know, it'll help reform Nebraska's image a little bit, because if you've seen South Park, when they talk about going to Nebraska, and you're like, yep, I can tell what season the makers of South Park drove through Nebraska. There's all these beautiful mountains in Colorado, and then the mom in South Park goes, all right, kids, we're going into Nebraska. Drops, flat, brown dirt for as far as you can see. I'm like, yep, they came in the fall or the early spring, didn't they? And so, yeah, you've got something green that's out in that field, because guess what? You leave bare soil, Mother Nature's going to try and grow something on it. It'll probably be a weed. So we just decided to do something that'll actually put nutrients in the soil and pull carbon out of the atmosphere, because we, you know, that's eventually coming, folks. That kind of political regime is coming down the pike. So that's just us looking ahead. But yes, it's a beautiful day at the farm. We got some corn planted today. We're getting work. We're working on a little experimental. I wouldn't even call it experimental. It's just some really neat soil packages, which I won't get too deep into it, but a soil nutrient package, the likes of which have never been seen. So it's a beautiful day on the farm, and we're going to be getting a lot of soybeans drilled in very shortly. And some people say you need to get planted as soon as possible, but no. You go when it's ready. You go when the skies tell you. And so, yes, that's life on the farm for me out here in the middle of good old God's country, Nebraska. Wouldn't trade it in for anything. But yes, if you have any questions about farming or the like, yeah, drop it in the comments. I will be more than happy to get back to you. Or if I got a good answer right then and there, I will fire off at the hips. But yes, we've still got quite a bit of planting season to go, but it will all come together. Don't worry, folks. The American farmer, we find a way. We will find a way, and we'll do it for all of you beautiful people. But folks, here at the KOE Nation, Lord Almighty God, am so happy to be seeing all of you beautiful people here. And yes, there's some folks. Come on in. Come on in. No, not Chris Farley. But I've also been told that like one of my favorite tweet replies I ever read was, they're referring to me, this man is Rush Limbaugh and Chris Farley reincarnated into one person. And I'm like, flattery will get you nowhere. So what can I say? I love being able to just extrude glory and confidence to all of you people. And this is something I've gotten before, and I'm sure you've gotten too, which is, oh, that person there just seems so arrogant. They're just so arrogant, which is, to me, just another way of saying you're not very confident in yourself. That's all I really hear when somebody says, you're just so arrogant. It's like, oh, so you're not very confident in yourself. Okay. That's fine. So yeah, but to me, those are kind of synonyms. Being arrogant, being confident, like, hey, sometimes you just gotta enjoy the fact that you get to move forward in this life. And so, yes, that's what I do here. That's what I do with all of you beautiful people. And I want to help improve confidence in people. If you can approach a situation more confidently. And the biggest one that I want to do is I want to try and improve everyone's talent stack. We all have a talent stack in this life. Because guess what? Nobody can be like, there can only be one best welder. There can only be one best programmer. There can only be one best weightlifter. There can only be one best karate champion, what have you. But if you're somebody with a good talent stack, where you're a very capable music editor, and you're a very capable digital editor, and you're a very capable animator, and you're a very capable singer, and you're a very capable violin player, and you're very capable, do you start to see you have a talent stack that's very, very valuable to the right people? And that is the best strategy for life, because we can talk about beliefs, we can talk about philosophies, but the really important thing is strategies. What is the strategy that you are putting forward to try and move yourself forward? If your strategy works, even if you actually kind of fuck up a lot, you'll eventually succeed. So that's what I recommend, folks, is we need to find the best strategies to get ourselves to the goals we wish to achieve. And that is what I want for all of us here at the KOE Nation. That is what I desire for every last one of you beautiful people. And I see more of you are coming in. Come on in. The water is fine. Welcome to the KOE Nation. Welcome to this beautiful, beautiful oasis of logic, reason, glory, goodness, marvelousness, erudite, big brain, Socratic, Aristotelian logic that we call KOE Nation on YouTube and Twitch. I graciously welcome every last one of you. Come on in, folks. I love every last one of you. I've got a lot of love in my heart. Come on in. This is a big hug for the whole KOE Nation. All you. It's great for you to be here. Come on in. So folks, all of you beautiful people, this is just another bit of a journey, another introspection for all of us. So since we've last been here, we've all had, I hope, marvelous lives. Me, I have done all I can to try and grow and be better as a person. I've tried to be a better farmer. I've tried to be a better father. And that is what I can say that I've done in the week since I've seen all of you beautiful people. Every last one of you within the sound of my voice, we can all try to improve, just even if it's just that little tiny bit. And if it's something that means something to you, that's all that matters, because everybody, that's the unfortunate reality, is everybody is going to try and tell you that your life either belongs to your neighbor or to some ethereal idea, but nobody ever comes along and tells you that your life belongs to you, and the good is to live it in a way that matters to you. And wait a minute here. Wait, what? Little Fettuccine 69, welcome. For those who do not know, Little Fettuccine 69 is the super fan of the Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast. He is the OG of fandom for the RWP, and we always give him his proper due whenever he shows up. And this evening, I am actually drinking sherry. Marvelous stuff. Pedro Jimenez Lestudios San Emilio, hecho en España. This is Spanish sherry. This is the muy dulce, very sweet. I cannot recommend this enough. This is just ascendant, mouth-watering. Drinks like there's no alcohol in it at all. And it is 17% alcohol by volume. So it's actually pretty high, but you wouldn't know it drinking this. It's just marvelous. And what's also great is a lot of Irish whiskeys and some Scotch whiskeys age their scotches and whiskeys in Pedro Jimenez sherry casks. They're called sherry butts. And I can see why now trying the sherry. It's amazing. Excuse me. But yes, Little Fettuccine, God bless you. Come on in. We love you, Little Fettuccine. Thank you for stopping in. We love you. But yeah, sherry is a very cherry, fruit-forward, just marvelous. It's very thick. This is one you could chill, and I know some Europeans would go, oh, but you could even throw some ice, and it wouldn't be the end of the world. It's just a marvelous, marvelous. And this bottle cost me like under $20. So not a big deal. I'm trying to find Methuselah Amoroso sherry that's 30 years old because that's what they aged Dalmore in. Much like, where we go? There we go. The 18. The Dalmore 18 is aged for 4 years in Methuselah Amoroso sherry. And so I decided I need to get into sherry a little bit and figure out how that works. And I am not disappointed. Like, as much as I hate to say it, because it does sound so snooty, doesn't it? Oh, I'm drinking sherry. But good is good is good. And sherry is damn good. Not cherry, not Cherry, sherry, Sherry, in case the music is kind of blurring out what I'm saying here. And don't worry, this is all copyright-free music. It's Persephone Retro Funky Sundance Remix. I fucking love it. And yeah, I dance to it all the time, and there's times I'm driving to work, I'll just listen to it, and it's copyright-free, so fuck it. But yes, sherry is quickly becoming a new love of mine. But for those who didn't catch it, at the bourbon tournament, what's happened is Blanton's moved on to the finals. And so now we have, in the final four, we have two. Jim Beam Black, the shocker, in the budget bracket. And then Blanton's moved on, beating out Booker's, Old Forester 1920, and Four Roses. Now, tomorrow at 2 in the afternoon, K.O.E. Nation on YouTube. The next chapter of the Sweet 16 Bourbon Tournament drops. Woodford Reserve Double Oak Store Pick goes head-to-head with Maker's Mark the Still Store Pick. 2 Lincoln Store Picks head-to-head. And there's also some other pretty big players in that. And so, yes, Fridays are Bourbon Fridays at the K.O.E. Nation. Thursdays, as you've probably noticed, are Throwback Thursdays, where I upload the old videos of when me and Tony would do liquor reviews over at Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast. Actually, just today, I recorded a poem that I'm really proud of, and that's going to drop on Poetry Wednesdays. This one I'm just beautiful windy day out in the middle of a big clover field. Everything was flowering. We were going to shred it shortly to make the green manure. And before we did that, I went out and I recorded a poem and just a little bit of interesting footage that you will definitely be seeing soon, folks. And just beautiful, gorgeous time. And it was also on a field that it was my great-grandfather's, and my grandfather was actually born on. So that's a field that I have a lot of family history on. So that one, definitely look forward. There's a lot more to come. There's never... The great thing about the K.O.E. Nation, it's like jujitsu, it's like chess, it's like grand strategy. The learning never stops. The improvement keeps going, folks. And that is why you need to subscribe here. You need to share this beautiful experience. What are you doing hogging it all to yourself? There's loved ones of yours out there that need to share and bask in the glory and the sunlight and the delight and the marvelousness, the joy and the sheer unrequited ecstasy that is Phil K.O.E. and the K.O.E. Nation, folks. You know it's the right thing to do to, yes, come on in. You know this is the right place to be. You know this is where it is the best place for you to all come together and for us to all come together. Now, folks, we've still got a little bit of time left with each other, but this, folks, I hope we've come together and I hope we've learned something. I've given the big reveal, one of the bigger reveals, the introduction to what it is to be extreme. If you missed it, I'll give it to you one last time. What is it to be extreme? The introduction, the first idea, is to never follow the worst advice you've ever gotten. Just be yourself. No, be better than yourself. Every day you can topple yourself, you can conquer yourself, you can defeat yourself, and the newer, better, more improved version of yourself can rise like the phoenix as the champion within you that has always been within you. And we can do this together, folks. Folks, do not in the future, you don't have to tonight, but in the future, don't hesitate to comment. Don't hesitate to say, Phil, what do you think about this particular crossroads in my life? I will give you the best possible extreme path that you could possibly take. So, folks, please like, share, subscribe. Let your friends know. Let your family know. Let all that you care about know about this new beautiful place that you can go called the K.O.E. Nation, where we can come together and live a better life through extremeness, folks, where we can do what's right and we can do it together. Well, folks, we're getting about that time. So I think it is about time for me to say, as I'm known to say around here, all that being said, thank you for joining me this evening for the grand return of the Grand Poobah himself, the big man on campus, the king of extreme, your king of extreme, the devilishly handsome outlaw himself, the man of the hour, the man with the power, the man too sweet to be sour while making the other podcast cower. Phil K.O.E., I have been honored to have this beautiful evening with all of you beautiful people. Raise a glass to yourself. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining us. Like, share, subscribe. K.O.E. Nation YouTube. Follow K.O.E. Nation on Twitch. When you're done with that, head right on over to Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast on YouTube and Spotify. And then go to Big Buckin' Empire on YouTube so you can catch me on Thirsty Thursdays on the Dog and Chicken Show. Big Bucket Empire YouTube, Big Bucket Empire Facebook. So you can get even more of your K.O.E. content and you can keep up with all of the happenings of this gorgeous mug. Big Bucket Empire. You know it's the right thing to do. I also make special guest starring appearances on shows such as the Tomfoolery Show. I've also been on Dad's Worldwide with Brendan. Definitely check that out. Also, Yanked Up Podcast. You need to check this man out. He's been doing amazing things. He's been getting into grilling. He's been getting into all of the world of grilling and generally the world of Nebraska culinary arts. This man is ascendant. He's got a rather large family, and if he wants to eat, he's got a grill for 12. So he's gotten inventive. He also uses bourbon as a cooking ingredient, so Yanked Up Podcast on YouTube. He's a great kid. He's just getting started in the podcast game. Go over, give him a like, a share, subscribe on YouTube. But folks, when you are done with that, once you have completed that, once you are done, come on back. Give K.O.E Nation another like, share, subscribe, because he knows the right thing to do. And then also, what am I doing? Grip Paranormal, Tony G's project that he's had for a long time. Paranormal investigations. I went along with him one time because it was fun. I kind of had a good time. But when they were going through the house, there was a lot of shots of me doing this into the camera. Yeah, I was more than a little skeptical, but at that point, I didn't know if I was there to be an asshole or if I was just a really good friend. It's like, nobody came on the ghost hunt, so I came along. So Grip Paranormal on YouTube, folks. You know it's the right thing to do. Check it out. Give it a like, share, subscribe. So again, folks, Grip Paranormal for all of your paranormal investigations. Yanked Up Podcast for all of your grilling out and all of your just great time, just friends having fun podcast. Dad's Worldwide for the amazing journey that we call life. If any of you happen to find yourself being parents. Tomfoolery, he will challenge your thoughts. He will often say things that he should probably just stay in context, dear God. But hey, what can I say? Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast. Definitely check it out. You know it's the right thing to do, and you can watch your King of Extreme Phil reclaim the Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast Championship as it was meant to be right here on this shoulder. Bill K.O.E will reclaim it, and it's coming up in a few weeks here, folks. Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast. Also, Quibbles Over Coffee might have agreed to a little roundtable discussion when that goes down. And you know it's the right thing to do to see that beautiful, beautiful meeting of the minds that will be K.O.E, Tony G, Quibbles Over Coffee, and Chicken E. Damn it, I was so close, wasn't I? So, folks, definitely go check out Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast on YouTube and Spotify. And last but not least, folks, K.O.E Nation, YouTube, Twitch, like, share, subscribe, and follow so you can keep up with all of your K.O.E content. Also, Big Buckin' Empire for even more of your K.O.E content. Folks, I love all of you. Mwah, mwah, mwah. I kiss your souls 3 times. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for making this marvelous evening. And thank you for giving your King of Extreme a little bit of your time. Folks, I love every last one of you. Catch you on the flip side.